Mets have moved operations down the West Coast from Oakland down to Los Angeles, and they find another team in the heart of the pennant race. Maybe struggling a little bit, just like the A's were. And the Mets will try and knock the Dodgers back on their heels as they start a series at Dodger Stadium. New York Mets play the Los Angeles Dodgers. And a pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to L.A. Garrett Cohen, Keith Hernandez with you tonight as the Mets open a 3-game series against the Dodgers. You know, L.A. at one point was 9.5 games out of first place in June. They won a great run, went 6 games in front after a 2-month hot streak. But now they've kind of flattened out. They've won just 3 of their last 8 games. And one of the reasons is that all of a sudden their dominant starting pitching has hit a rough patch in terms of injury.
Well, they've lost Josh Beckett probably for the season, the left impingement. Palma Hollum's out for the season. Hyun-Jin Ryu is expected back soon. Hanley Ramirez is out. Jose Juan Uribe is out. So a lot of injuries right now, particularly to their pitching. Danny Herron goes tonight. They picked up Kevin Correa from Minnesota to kind of put a Band-Aid over it. But that formidable trio of Kershaw, Greinke, and Ryu right now are a little on edge. You don't know if they're going to be ready.
Ryu out. Greinke's elbow sore. He'll pitch tomorrow night. We'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, one of the real bright spots for the Dodgers this year has been a guy the Mets didn't want. Justin Turner was non-tender during the offseason, and with injuries on the left side of the infield, Turner has been enormous for L.A.
Well, he's doing everything for the Dodgers that he did for the Mets. He's a great utility player. He's had 52 starts this season, hitting .314, 36 of those starts at third base, and he's been an enormous help with Uribe out at third base. Also, too, he's their #1 pinch hitter, hitting over 400 as a pinch hitter. So Mr. Utility Infielder is over here in Dodger Town, just really picking this ball club up.
It's the Mets' only trip to Dodger Stadium this year. That's always special, even more so for the guys who grew up here, particularly Lucas Duda and Travis d'Arnaud coming home to play in Southern California.
Well, it's always good no matter what town you're from. I was from San Francisco. It was always great to play at Candlestick Park, but there's something special about Los Angeles and Dodger Stadium. So I know these two guys right here are probably looking very much forward to performing here for the 3 days. Duda now is a whole different ball player. d'Arnaud has found himself. They want to show their wares.
Mets lost 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers at Citi Field earlier this year. They'll try and get off to a good start tonight at Dodger Stadium. We'll take a look at tonight's starting pitchers when we come back to L.A. All the action coming your way on SNY. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote. Buy your Tri Honda dealer. Hurry to your local Tri Honda dealer for great deals on the 2014 models. Buy the New York Lottery. Buy Ford for great deals on Ford cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Visit tristateford.com. And by Bob's Discount Furniture, proud to be the furniture store of the New York Mets. A Mr. Mets Kids Club membership makes a great back-to-school gift. Orange members receive a T-shirt, 4 free tickets, and an ID card, and much more. Sign up today at Mets.com/kidsclub and make sure the kids go back to school in style. Time to send in tonight's AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet or Instagram your photo using hashtag SNYFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown later tonight during the game. Now, John Neese had been struggling, 4 straight losses, but now wins in his last 2 starts.
Well, it was a tough one in his last start. He got bailed out big time against the Cubs. His numbers looked good, but he really they gave him a big lead, and then he kind of almost gave it away. And Vic Black rescued him there with that bases loaded performance with nobody out.
On the other side, Dan Herron had a good first 3 months for the Dodgers, but the last 2 just awful.
Well, since July 5th, Mr. Herron has gone 2-6 in 8 starts. Against the Mets career, he hasn't been outstanding. 3-3 with an ERA over 5 in 10 starts.
So it's Neese against Herron as the Mets open their series in L.A. Perfect weather. What else is new in Southern California? Yeah. First pitch coming right up. Kershaw pitching against the Mets tonight, but the Dodgers rejiggered the rotation around Zach Greinke's elbow, and so Kershaw pitched last night, got another win, his 15th, and so it's the Mets against Dan Herron tonight. There's your Geico Mets starting lineup, and this has become the Mets standard lineup. Lucas Duda, 2 home runs in his last 3 games. The Mets finally broke out on Wednesday in Oakland, scored 8 runs on 10 hits after a very mild and meek month of August. And they'll try and keep it going tonight against Herron.
Well, Dan Herron, the veteran, has been bouncing around on the backside of his career. It's been a little rugged for him. I think all in all, the Dodgers would take a 10-10 from him right now, even though he hasn't been pitching very well the last 6 weeks.
Curtis Granderson leads off, takes the first pitch high, and we're underway in L.A. Granderson just 5 for his last 41, and he's now gone 94 at bats since his last home run. And Herron throws one low and in, 2-0. Herron now 33 years old, started out well for the Dodgers. He was 8-4, 3.57 at the end of June, but since it's been a disaster. As Granderson hits one deep to right field, Kemp takes a look, and that ball is out of here. First batter of the game, Curtis Granderson, snaps a long home run drought, and he gives the Mets an instant 1-0 lead. Number 16 on the year for Granderson, his first in the month of August, after going 94 at bats without one.
Well, Mets looking to carry over 2 days ago, the final game in Oakland, to carry it over into this series, carry it forward. And Granderson, who's been struggling, there you go, number 16.
First in 4 weeks for Granderson, the 25th home run that Herron has given up, second most in the National League. And Daniel Murphy takes low and inside, and Herron again falls behind 2-0. It's been a struggle for Murph of late, too. He's 10th in the league in batting with that .299 average, and I think that really speaks to what has happened to offense in baseball this year, that you can be under 300 and be in the top 10 in batting. Popped up into shallow left, and Scott Van Slyke puts it away for the first out of the night.
And we'll take a look at the Coors Light Dodger defense. They've made a switch as Matt Kemp's been the center fielder most of the year. They're not satisfied with his defense. They moved Puig to center, something they probably should have done a long time. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, the shortstop. But he has been just taking over that role. Erisbel Erubarena.
That was pretty close. Nice try. We'll get you right on that.
There's 12 letters, folks, to his last name.
And 6 syllables. It's David Wright taking low and inside. Erisbel Erubarena.
And folks, I worked on it the whole pregame, and I'm petrified.
Well, I know you can say Hanley Ramirez, and Hanley is the regular shortstop for the Dodgers and hopes to be back by Sunday. But Erubarena is taking his spot at the moment. Herron again behind 2-0, and David hits one out to left field. Easy for Van Slyke, and that's the second out.
His name is so long, folks, that on the stat pack, which is all the stats we get, his name is they're missing the last 2 syllables of his name.
Now, they were using Miguel Rojas at short. Justin Turner filled in a little bit at short, but they brought up Erubarena on Tuesday just so he'd be here for you to be able to pronounce his name.
Yes, and for 3 days, too.
See, they figured that somebody with a Spanish surname would have no trouble saying Erubarena.
Yes. Instead,
here's Lucas Duda taking the strike.
You pronounce it perfectly.
Duda, 23 home runs, tied for 4th in the National League. 69 RBIs, that's tied for 8th in the league. Duda continues his breakout season. And he lifts this one to center field. Yasiel Puig has it lined up. 3 fly ball outs for Herron after the leadoff home run. Curtis Granderson gets the Mets off to a fast start on the 3rd pitch of the game. His first home run in nearly a month. And that gives John Meese a 1-0 lead as he takes the mound for the bottom of the 1st at Dodger Stadium.
Puig having a tremendous first full year in the major leagues. D. Gordon also an all-star this year. Dodgers playing without Hanley Ramirez and Juan Uribe, the starting left side of their infield. John Neese looking for his third straight win.
Well, John's kind of trying to turn the corner here. Remember, he missed a couple starts there at the All-Star break, and it wasn't so easy for him coming back. But on 2-game winning streak.
D. Gordon leads off, takes a strike from Neese. Gordon has cooled off some, 0 for his last 12, but a first-time All-Star this year at age 26. 8th in the National League in base hits, by far and away leading the league in stolen bases, so you've got to keep him off base if you want to beat the Dodgers.
He's also leading the National League in triples with 10.
Took a few go-rounds for Gordon to really catch hold, but he took the second base job and ran with it this year, and most importantly, he's been able to get on base consistently.
And he's hitting for a higher batting average against left-handers, 293 against lefties this year.
And Neese fires a fastball by him, and it's 2-2. Puig and Gonzalez to follow for the Dodgers, who've lost 5 of their last 8. They did win last night. They pulled one out behind Clayton Kershaw, who looked like he might actually take a second straight loss, but went 8 great innings and got the win when Justin Turner hit a go-ahead home run in the 8th inning. Mets are missing Kershaw for the second straight series, so they will not face Kershaw this entire season.
No, they won't.
15-3, 1.82 ERA, having a season for the ages, and that's with missing a month. Full count to Gordon leading off.
So you've got to figure he'd be close to 20 wins probably if he didn't miss that month.
You know, there were other pretenders earlier in the year for Cy Young honors in the National League, like Adam Wainwright and Johnny Cueto. Wainwright lost again tonight, got hammered by the Phillies, who beat him 5-4, so he's kind of taken a step back. Cueto's continued to pitch well, but nobody right now is in Kershaw's category. 8th pitch of this opening at bat to D. Gordon, and he just got a piece of that one to stay alive. The Mets lost 2 of 3 to the Dodgers when they faced them in New York back in May. The only win in that series was for John Neese, who went 7 innings, allowed just 4 hits and a 5-3 win. Tapped to short. Flores knows he has to charge against the speed of Gordon and throws him out, 1 away. So 1 out and nobody on. Now Puig, who electrified from the day he arrived in the big leagues last year, but he has had a consistently wonderful year. 3rd in the National League in batting, 5th in on-base percentage, 6th in slugging, 7th in doubles, 2nd in triples. He's just having a great year.
Well, he's one of those guys that uses his entire body, legs and upper body.
Soft tapper back for Neese. Small juggle, no problem, 2 out.
I just love Puig's swing, and he's got so much speed, plays such great defense and a strong arm. And we'll look at the Lexus Metropolitan defense. Dendecker in the lineup in left field. This has been pretty standard right here. Dendecker against the right-handers, and Flores is going to play shortstop the rest of the way. Tejada's taken a back seat, and Darno hit a very impressive opposite field home run in Oakland the other day.
Well, here's Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 3rd in the National League with 83 RBIs, but one of the very strange things about Gonzalez's year has been the fact that a guy who never gave away much against left-hand pitching all of a sudden can't hit lefties.
Hitting 192 and only 1 home run against left-handers of his 17.
I mean, we have seen him punish left-handers over the years, hitting a lot of home runs to left field against left-hand pitchers, but it just hasn't happened for Gonzalez this year.
Well, there you see the splits, and they over 100-point difference.
And the curveball fouled off, and Neese ahead 1-2. Well, the Dodgers have some important bats from the left side, including Gordon. Carl Crawford has been red hot and sitting tonight, but they never sit Gonzalez. He plays every day for Don Mattingly, even though he has struggled against the lefties. And he takes the fastball, strike 3 called, and Neese has himself a 1-2-3 opening inning. So 4-5 by Granderson's home run. Neese and the Mets lead 1-0 after 1. Travis d'Arnaud leads off the second inning against Dan Herron and takes the cutter outside for ball one. d'Arnaud just 2 for his last 16, but one of those 2 was that home run Keith mentioned to right center over the high wall in Oakland.
Both of his 2 hits, Gary, were to right center field. He's been a little bit on the pull side too much, and as a result has not had success. Love to see him go up the middle.
And he does exactly that on cue. Thank you very much, Mr. Hernandez.
Yep. It's very simple, this game.
Well, especially when the opposing pitcher keeps falling behind 2-0, which is what Herron has done to 4 of the first 5 hitters.
He throws this one right down Broadway. Nice hitting, stayed right in.
So a base hit for the Lakewood, California native. And now Matt Dendecker. Dendecker went 0 for 5 on Wednesday afternoon.
He's been a little pull happy. It's been tough for him. He's not playing against left-handers. Came up red hot, swung the bat so well in Philadelphia in that opening series. But it's kind of cooled off. And again, I'd like to see him use left center field. I know he can. Dendecker, of course.
And they play straight away in the outfield against him as the curveball comes low and in. Elvis stops it 1-1.
They give him a heck of a gap in left center. Van Slyke out there is kind of huddling, staying close to the line. Well, of course, Dendecker lowered his hands. Got called up, was leading the Pacific Coast League in hitting. All you Met fans know that. But it looks a little bit like Chase Utley with this stance now. See, pulling that ball away. He needs to bring it back and go over the shortstop's head.
Well, the other thing about when you compare him to Utley is when he first came back, that series in Philadelphia, you mentioned his stroke was so short.
Right.
And he was cutting it off much the way Utley does.
Right. The backswing. Yes.
But I think we've seen a little different swing the last week or so.
Well, he's just been out in front. And he's rolling over to second base a lot now. It's a whole different ball of wax when you're in the box with the pitcher 60 feet 6 inches away as opposed to us up here observing.
d'Arnaud runs. Dendecker pops it up. Who's going to get there? Turner back and makes a nice catch. And now d'Arnaud's got to hustle. And he's going to be doubled off first base. Well, d'Arnaud was running on the 3-2 pitch, and I don't know if he saw where that ball was because he lingered at second base as Turner got under it and then just didn't have enough time to get back.
Well, Turner makes a nice play and a bit surprised to see d'Arnaud. You can see Van Slyke came in and tipped him off. That's good help from your left fielder, and he did not. When you're running 3-2, you got to look.
He also didn't retouch second base coming back. He would have been out anyway. So there you go.
When you're running 3-2, it's like a hit and run.
So it's a 5-3 double play on the pop-up. And with 2 out and nobody on, Lagares will bat.
When you're running 3-2, you're not running to steal a base.
Lagares pokes one for Gordon to handle. And he throws him out to end the inning. So helped up by the pop-up double play. Herron gets through the second. 1-0 New York as Nice goes back to the bottom of the inning.
Well, it wasn't too long ago this guy I felt should have won the National League MVP, and Gary, you concur.
Well, that was 2011. He had 324 with 39 home runs and 126 runs driven in 2011, and he was the best player in the National League by far. Since then, though, injuries have interceded, and he has not been nearly the same player. Just 44 home runs in the next 3 seasons. But he's made a nice comeback this year. He's had a good season. And while he can't play center field the way he used to, we saw that at Citi Field. He was awful playing center field. The Dodgers finally gave in, and at the end of July, they moved Yasiel Puig to center. And I think it's been better for Kemp, even though, you know, he's expressed that he'd like to be a center fielder again. I don't think that's going to happen. Curveball bounced to third, and Wright plays the easy hop. 1 away. So Nisa set down the first 4. Get to Citi Field Saturday, August 30th, when the Mets take on the Phillies at 7:10. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Curtis Granderson bobblehead, courtesy of Golds. See, whenever we're going to read the bobblehead promo, the guy's got to hit a home run. That's the rule. For tickets, visit Mets.com/tickets. So maybe we'll read that promo again tomorrow.
That would be a good chance.
Might get a hot streak going. Here's Scott Van Slyke. Van Slyke playing left field against the left-hander. Carl Crawford plays most of the left field, and he's been red hot, but Mattingly sitting him against the left-hander. Van Slyke breaks his bat as he rolls one to Flores, and quickly Nice has 2 out in the home second. Nice has been getting his ground balls. That's 4 of the first 5 hitters who've hit it on the ground against John. And now the former Met Justin Turner, who homered against Nice when the Dodgers came to Citi Field earlier this year. Also hit a home run last night to put the Dodgers in front late.
And in the 26 games since the All-Star break, hitting .344.
Terry Collins was raving about Justin Turner today, talking about how he was always prepared in whatever role he was in, that he was the perfect player for that bench role, because while he wanted to play, he completely accepted the difficult task of being a guy who would play only once in a while.
And he can play all 4 of the infield positions. He's got a little bit of first base this year, the least of all the positions he's played. But more importantly, he can play second, short, and third. He's really the ultimate utility infielder. And
it was rather curious when the Mets this offseason decided to non-tender Turner. In other words, just not offer a contract and let him walk away. And never really heard much of an explanation for why they made that decision, but certainly it's been the Dodgers' game.
And he was a non-roster invitee, correct?
Yes.
In spring training, and he had to fight to make the ball club.
And the expectation was he was not going to have a big role after all. Dodgers were set at shortstop with Ramirez and at third base with Uribe, and Gordon won the second base job. But you know, they've had a lot of injuries, and Turner's got a chance to play, and he's come through.
They got Hanley Ramirez on the shelf, and Juan Uribe, the left side of infield, is down right now. They're hoping to get Ramirez back after this series, maybe Sunday.
He's got an oblique.
An oblique, of course. Uribe's got a hamstring.
For the second time. Bounced over the bag. Duda's got it. And he'll take care of Turner to end the inning. So John Neese 6 up and 6 down with 5 ground ball outs. That gets us through 2 in L.A. with the Mets up 1-0. Blog's Matt Cerrone rides the 7 train to Citi Field with the Mets reliever. Hear what he has to say about living in New York, music, the Mets, and more on Riding Shotgun with Vic Black. Check out the exclusive feature now at metsblog.com/Vic Black. Whoa, ho, ho. It's magic.
One of my favorite basketball players.
Wilmer Flores leads off in the 3rd. Of course, Magic involved with the ownership group here with the Dodgers.
Yes, he is.
Only costs over $2 billion to buy the ball club, and they have heavily invested in what they hope will be a championship here, but nothing's easy.
They can't televise their home team to the home fans.
That's an ongoing battle. Distribution issues for the Dodgers games on cable. We've had that issue in New York before.
Have we?
Well, when Yes first started, they couldn't get on the air. Wilmer Flores takes a rip, and it's 2-2. Flores hitting just .229. And for all the conversation about whether his defense will play, let's try to figure out whether his bat will play. 2-2 from Herron, and he got him on the cutter. First strikeout for Dan Herron. 1 down to the 3rd.
No, Herron looked like he's pitched Flores a little better there. Stayed away from the middle anyway, Gare. And that's not a good swing right there.
So 1 out and nobody on. Now John Neese, fresh off his pinch hitting assignment the other day against the Cubs. Just 2 for 40 on the year. Not too many guys who are 2 for 39 get a chance to pinch hit.
2 for 39, 22 punch outs.
So, but now he's 2 for 40.
I always say this about John. He is hitting .050, and that's I'm kidding, shameful, but he's a threat up there. I don't mind him up at the plate. He's got an idea. It hasn't happened for him this year, but you just can't lollygag and throw it up there and throw up a beach ball. He'll hit it.
He had a terrific year batting last year. He hit over 200, which is, always good for a pitcher. But this year it's just gone very differently for him. Curtis Granderson, who delivered the keynote tonight with a leadoff home run, waits on deck. And the curveball gets Neese looking. So back-to-back strikeouts for Herron to start the 3rd.
Backdoor curve and a good one.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now here's Granderson, who hit the 4th leadoff home run of the season and the 28th of his career. With 4 leadoff home runs, the most for a Met since Jose Reyes back in 2008.
Well, we know Curtis has become a dead pull hitter, and I think probably with the 40 home runs 2 years in a row at Yankee Stadium, that's why. Well, he gets one out over the plate. Hit a couple balls up the middle in Oakland. I think that's getting him back on track.
A ball and a strike to Granderson. And Herron misses low. 2-1. Daniel Murphy would be next. Herron looking for his first clean inning. And Granderson pops one foul. 2-2.
There's a beautiful setting in this park, as I always remember it. The mountains in the background, in dead center field. Little hills right directly behind the center field fence. Gorgeous.
Granderson caught looking. Herron strikes out the side in the 3rd inning. Middle of the 3rd. And he's got a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the third. A.J. Ellis will lead off. Ellis having his worst season at the plate, hitting just 180 through 200 at bats. It'll be Ellis, then Arraway, Barrena, and Herron. 7, 8, and 9 in the order for L.A. in the third. And East misses away for ball one. Ellis now 33 years old. And the first time that Neese has been behind tonight, 2-0. Here's a strike.
Well, it was a hot day today, and it was a little bit. We got to the ballpark here around 4 o'clock. It was kind of hot, but once the sun kind of sets, it cools down here. It's just beautiful weather for a ball game.
The weather here is basically always the same. They have clouds in the morning. Of course, they don't call them clouds here. They call it the marine layer.
Of course.
Because clouds don't exist in California. There's the first base runner for the Dodgers as Ellis draws the leadoff walk. And then the sun comes out and it's warm and there's no wind at all in the evening. The wind dies down to virtually nothing, and it's very hard for the ball to carry at night at Dodger Stadium.
It always has been. And Dodger Stadium used to play a lot larger when I was a kid growing up in the days of Koufax and Drysdale and Willie Mays and Hank Aaron. They didn't have the fence. They moved the fences in. You had to hit them into the grandstands there, the bleacher seats to get a home run.
No. There are no bleachers at Dodger Stadium. It's the pavilion.
Pavilion. Sorry.
This is Arraway Barrena, and he slashes one foul, and it's 0-2.
It's got one of those short right field lines, left field lines, but it bends out quickly to 360. Where the bullpens are, you see the bullpen area. We're backing off there right by the 76 sign. That's 360 right there. So it goes out real quick.
Ripped into left field, and the Dodgers have their first hit. Ellis pulls in at second, so the 7 and 8 hitters, Ellis and Arraway Barrena, get aboard, and Herron will come up to bunt.
High fastball, not a good pitch, mistake. Arraway Barrena. Is that better?
We got 3 days to wrestle with that, you know.
Arispel. How's that? Call him by his first name.
Herron's always been a pretty good hitter. In fact, lifetime 207 batter. This year 6 hits, only 2 sacrifice bunts. And the Mets play for the bunt as he stabs at it. Neese has a play at third. Gets the out there. Relay by right to first.
Oh.
In time for the double play. Nice stretch by Murphy on the back end of the 1-5-4.
Well, nice play by Neese. He's getting the call from Darno. No hesitation. And Herron didn't look and really wasn't busting early, and then realized that he better get on his horse, and it was too late. Nice double play.
Murph making like the first baseman he once was with that stretch. So 2 out, Arraway Barrena at second, and here's D. Gordon, who grounded out to short his first time up. Murph's got to get the hamstring stretched out after that. So Neese went perfectly through the first 2 innings. Gives up a couple of base runners here in the third. Makes a nice defensive play to start a double play on the bunt. Slashed over the bag. That's a fair ball. Arraway Barrena will score. Gordon heads to second and slams on the brakes, and he scrambles back to first. An RBI single for D. Gordon ties the game at 1.
Great hitting. I should say excellent hitting. There you go. Ball right down the middle, and he just plays it to the other way. Remember, Neese pitched him away the first at bat, and he made the adjustment. Mets are lucky they turned the 2. It would have been a 2-1 ball game.
For Gordon, his 27th RBI. He's hitting well over 300 with runners in scoring position, and cashes one in with 2 out to tie the game. Now it's Yasiel Puig, who swung at the first pitch he saw and did a weak comebacker his first time up, and takes up and away for ball 1.
Well, Gordon has been hitting well in the clutch. 323 on the year. That's an over 99 at bats.
Shallow center. On comes Lagares, and he picks it off to end the inning. But the Dodgers cash the tying run on Gordon's RBI hit. 1-1 as we go to the 4th at Dodger Stadium. The batting order: Murphy, Wright, and Duda up against Dan Herron. Murphy flied to left his first time up, and Daniel takes ball 1. Let's check in with Kevin Burkhardt. Kevin.
Well, Gary, where Daniel Murphy is doing his hitting here, there's another second baseman of the Mets minors who is doing plenty of hitting, and he's done it all year long. A fellow by the name of Dilson Herrera. Diehards know who he is. He came over from the Pirates in the Vic Black trade. Marlon Byrd. And, you know, it's interesting. This is a 20-year-old kid. He went from single A to double A. He's the youngest player in the Eastern League. So what is to get excited about him? After all, when you pull up his bio, he's listed at, 5'7", 150 pounds. Well, I talked to a scout and a couple people about him, and the scout said, well, that's wrong. He's more like 170, 175 pounds, and he is put together. The kid is built like a tank. And he said, I'll tell you what, I think he's going to be a very, very good player. He knows how to hit. I talked to Ryan Ellis, too. He managed him at St. Lucie this year before he got the promotion to Binghamton, and he said, you know, I love every single thing about the kid. He is a grinder. He's always in a great mood. He's got a great attitude, and he brings that spark. He brings it to the clubhouse every day. He brings it onto the field. He's a player. He knows how to win. He's got that loosey-goosey attitude off it, but then when you get on the field, he knows how to change the game face, so to speak. So there are a lot of rave reviews about him. He's 20 years old and already has jumped from single A to double A. And here's the thing, as a guy that's not that big, he's already got 9 home runs in double A this year. He had 3 in single A in a place that's not that easy to hit him. So this is a very promising player for the Mets.
Yeah, I think we've learned that size for a second baseman might not matter. Just look at the guy in Houston, Jose Altuve. All he's doing is leading the American League in batting.
Absolutely, and the Mets are in need of bats now. I think they've got enough arms. It's apparent that the next move has got to be to bolster this lineup.
And Kevin, from everything we've heard about Herrera, he's also an outstanding second baseman.
Terrific. That's all I've heard too. I mean, I didn't hear a bad thing about him. Now again, he's 20. You know, there's plenty of things to come to light, but it's encouraging. And You know, Gary, Keith, I'll ask you. You know, I'm just curious, throwing it out there. You bring a kid like that up in September, you put him on the roster and throw him up here and see what he can do?
Well, I think Double-A, I don't think you can do it. Or you can, obviously. It's very rare, Kevin, that someone gets called up as a call-up in September. Strike 3 to Murph from Double-A. It's usually the kids from Triple-A. You know, he'll get his look next year in spring training. Trust me.
That's 4 strikeouts in a row for Dan Herron as he gets Murphy to start the 4th. 1 out and nobody on now, David Wright. Well, I think September call-ups are going to be interesting for this team because, you know, they've already made commitments to Den Decker and to Darno and, you know, guys who have spent time in the minor leagues this year. I mean, not only Herrera, but what about a Matt Reynolds who's having a great year at Vegas, a breakout season. They're not sure whether he's a guy who's going to be a long-term shortstop, but wouldn't you love to see him in September?
I always felt it's a great incentive to give the kids a sniff of the big leagues in September. They come out. They don't have to play. They might get one pinch hit. They might get one start, but just in the big league uniform, they go around for a month. They see the ballparks. They see the big leagues, and that it motivates them. Gosh, I want to be here, and gives them that much more incentive to work hard.
2-2 to Wright with 1 out and nobody on, and he takes the cutter off the plate. 3-2.
You know, Keith, outside of that, I would think too, for a team that, you know, needs to clearly go and make a trade to bring in some help offensively, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to showcase some people, would it?
Well, they're being watched in Triple-A too.
Turner boots it, and Wright is aboard. Routine play for Justin Turner. Could not make the connection, and David Wright is on an error.
One hand, and he came up.
Never even got a glove on it.
Yep, it's just a little lazy there. Now the big shift for Lucas is Turner is going to go over on the second base side.
So they leave Arue Barrena alone on the left side.
So you got the guy that can turn the double play with 1 out.
Due to fly to center his first time up. Right at first and 1 away. Herron is a guy who is vulnerable to the stolen base, but David has done very little running this year, just 6 steals, and he's been caught 5 times. Duda hits it hard but foul.
I think he broke his bat. Sounded like it. Yep. Bat boy a little slow getting him a bat. Come on, Slugger. Let's go. That's what they're paying you for.
Yeah, he found it.
There you go.
Lucas's bat was hiding.
Kind of like everything's slow in LA, you know, something like New York.
I was thinking maybe, you know, Lucas's bats in the bat rack might be hiding, might be a little shy.
You know how business is. New Yorkers always complain. You call LA and they don't want to. They got their breaks. In New York, they want to get things done.
What do you think this is, Iowa? 1-1 to Duda with his brand new leisurely retrieved bat. He gets jammed and rolls one down to first. It's a fair ball. The throw to second, and Wright is out. Double play. Now Gonzalez waiting for it right at the bag, hoping it would stay fair. It did. And David Wright gunned down on the 3-3-6 double play. Second double play turned by the Dodgers. We'll wait and see whether Terry Collins wants to challenge it as he looks into the dugout. And
they say
Bob Guerin says let's challenge, and so the Mets will. Guerin first said 50-50 and then gave the thumbs up. He's on the phone with Jim Kelly, the Mets replay coordinator who helps the Mets make the determination. Let's look at it on replay. Well, did he tag the leg
it's
or
hard
did he
to
miss?
tell that angle.
It looks like he might not have hit that right leg. He might have hit the left foot after David had the right foot on the bag. Question is whether there's enough evidence to overturn. Was it clear and convincing? We'll find out.
There's got to be other angles.
Play under review brought to you by Mazda. Conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way. Of course, the folks back in New York will look at the replays we just saw and the ones from the Dodgers feed. Let's see if this provides any more evidence.
That's a tough one too.
Yeah, unless they have something more definitive from the other telecast, it might be very hard to overturn this. The call on the field was out, and the inning would be over if that stands. They're showing a replay on the scoreboard here that appears to be similar to the one we just saw. Again, I don't know, Keith. Do you think there's enough evidence?
We don't know what they got, as you said, but if that's the two they got, the shots that they got, I don't think you can overturn it. That's C.B. Buckner right there. The crew chief is Dale Scott.
And Scott is on the other headset. And so we wait.
It's a tough one. You know, they should just make up their mind here.
Meanwhile, the play made by Gonzalez as that ball stayed fair. Is that how you would have made that play, or would you have charged that ball?
I thought he made the right play, really. Stretching and then throwing.
And they upheld the out call.
I didn't think they had enough to overturn it.
And so they did not. So the Mets lose their challenge. 3-3-6 double play ends the top of the fourth. John Neese back to the mound for the bottom of the fourth. Adrian Gonzalez leads off for the Dodgers in a 1-1 game. And Gonzalez bounces the curveball foul. Gonzalez went down on strikes his first time up. Kemp and Van Slyke to follow. 3, 4, and 5 in the Dodgers batting order. Meanwhile, in Washington tonight, the Nationals' 10-game winning streak finally came to an end.
Giants took care of them.
Lined, caught by Flores, one away. Well, the Dodgers, the Dodgers started the night 3.5 in front of the Giants, so the Giants have won. That was a 10-3 final. Joe Panik had the big night for the Giants, 4 for 5, a homer, 3 RBIs. So after the Nationals won 10 straight, including 5 of the last 6 in walk-off fashion, to build a 7-game lead in the East, they finally lose a game. Now, the Braves, 7 games behind, got 7 2/3 no-hit innings from Mike Minor tonight, but so far not enough. They're in extra innings with the Reds. Kemp hits it sharply, knocked down by Flores, still has time, and throws him out. So in short order, Flores catches a line drive, knocks down a short hop, and there are 2 out of the inning.
Well, one thing about Flores as an infielder, he stays in front and uses his body. It's an in-between hop, a tough bullet line drive. That's all you can do. Keeps it in front, glove down, and makes a nice play.
And we saw it on a play like that the other day. I believe it was with the bases loaded. Flores made a similar kind of a play, keeping the ball in front of him. And the best part about it is that there appears to be no panic.
Right. It's all about how much range Flores can have. It's so important to be strong up the middle. And particularly with Murph over at second base, you've got to have a strong shortstop defensively. It's critical. But if you're out there, you got to make all the plays that you can get to.
I mean, a lot of young players. I mean, remember, Flores is still 23 years old. You know, they get a play like that, the ball's rolling away from them, and then they're going to make a bad throw and compound the problem.
Right, but that's pretty much like his personality. He's very laid back, low keyed. Wilmer, easygoing young man.
I mean, he has a lot of self-confidence on the field. I think that really helps him in that stead. You know, he's got a hit. Been playing the game professionally for a long time, and he's been a shortstop for most of that time.
And we tend to forget, and I'm glad you mentioned it. He's 23 years of age.
Van Slyke goes around in the half swing, and that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 4th. Second strikeout for Neese. He has a 1-2-3 inning and a 1-1 game heading to the 5th. Jets defender Quentin Coples find out why he has to work twice as hard at practice and which teammates' improvements have surprised him most at camp. Jets Nation Inside Camp Sunday at 7:30 only on SNY. 5th inning, 1-1 game. Travis d'Arnaud has one of the Mets' 2 hits against Dan Herron. Single to center his first time up. While the Mets move down here to L.A., back up the coast in Oakland, where they just came from. A huge series starting tonight between the A's and the Angels. Things have changed drastically for the Angels in the last 48 hours or so, with the loss of their ace pitcher Garrett Richards for the season with a knee injury at surgery today. The Angels 2 games up on the A's in that division starting the night.
There was even some rumors running around of interest by the Angels for Bartolo Colon, who would really have to go through waivers, and the Mets have not done that yet.
But they did activate him today from the bereavement list, and they sent Gonzalez Herman down. So he is on the active roster. They can put him through waivers. Of course, if he would have to clear virtually every team to get to the Angels. You go, there's a fly ball out to left from Darno, and Van Slyke has it lined up. You go through every team from worst to first in your own league, and then every team from worst to first in the other league. So you basically have to pass through every other team to get to the Angels.
And it used to be a good old boy kind of deal there. If you put someone through waivers, if you had a deal in the works, hey, look, don't claim him, and we'll reciprocate down the road. It used to be when I played, it was a $25,000 waiver price. Has that changed?
I don't know if there's a cash value.
Okay.
But I mean, that would be negligible anyway, even if there were.
I think I remembered that for some reason there was.
But there certainly has been a lot of conversation about the Mets wanting to deal Colon before the trading deadline, and basically during August you put every player through waivers. There's no reason not to, because if they get claimed and you don't want to make a deal, you just pull them back off. And sometimes, stories come up about so-and-so's been placed on waivers and people get bent out of shape about it. But that's standard operating procedure for every team with virtually every player. So I guess it surprises me that Colon has not already been put through waivers. There's a strike to Dendecker, unless the Mets are strategically waiting for a certain day. And I don't know, how that would all work, but that's all part of the plan. But certainly the Angels have got to be looking for a pitcher. They've got to, because Jared Weaver now profiles as their number 1. Strike 3 called as Dendecker is caught looking. That's 5 strikeouts for Herron, 2 out. I mean, right now they don't really have a number 2 guy. It could be C.J. Wilson. It could be the rookie Matt Shoemaker, who's had a really nice year, but you can't expect him to carry the load in September and October. They've got to go get a pitcher from somewhere.
That injury was devastating, and covering first base.
Yeah.
And he just collapsed.
Here's Lagares with 2 out, and he takes a strike. Juan grounded out his first time up. Now 0 for his last 14. Anyway, the Angels just went in front of the A's 2-1 in the 4th. Mike Trout and Josh Hamilton have both homered for the Angels. That's drilled but foul.
Oakland, what I saw the 2 games, they're struggling a tad offensively right now. And you look at Cespedes, they traded to Boston, they got Lester. Nice
the other way, a base hit for Lagares, so he snaps that 0 for 14 with a 2-out single.
Nice hitting by Juan. Good pitch off the plate. Just lets go with one hand.
I mean, it was a calculated gamble by Billy Beane. You're leading Major League Baseball in runs scored, but you trade away your best middle of the order bat.
Power bat too.
Yeah, and Cespedes, by the way, hit a bomb over the Green Monster tonight for the Red Sox, who wound up losing. But you change the dynamic of your team in the middle of the season like that, and you wonder whether they can get that mojo back.
And it's really unusual to see Oakland do something like that late. Usually they go to the end with what they started with. I guess he might have felt, Billy, that he had the powers in Brandon Moss, has 23 home runs, and Donaldson, who has 25.
And Reddick, who's kind of a sleeping giant also.
That he had enough power, but they were kind of all slumping right now.
Flores struck out his first time up. And he hits one in the air to left field. That's well hit. Van Slyke back to the track, back at the wall, and he makes the catch right against the fence. Now Flores, who has just 1 home run and 145 big league at bats this year, making a bid. But as we said earlier, the ball doesn't carry well at night at Dodger Stadium, and Van Slyke had just enough room against that scoreboard fence to reel it in. Halfway through in L.A. Run. Dodgers tied it in the third, and that's where we sit as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Justin Turner, who grounded out in his first at bat, leads off for LA. Turner filling in at third base for the injured Juan Uribe, who is on the DL for the second time with a hamstring injury. A.J. Ellis on deck, then Arispel Arroyo-Barrena. 1-2 to Turner. Justin spent 3+ seasons as a Met with .265 in his stint in New York.
He did a terrific job with his role. What was the year that he got a lot of playing time?
2 years ago.
That's right.
When Murphy was hurt.
And he was terrific.
Drives one into center field, and Turner's got a base hit. And it goes all the way up the gap into the wall. And Turner into second base with a leadoff double.
I think that ball was hit harder than Lagares thought. That fooled him. Juan tried to cut it off. And either way, it's got double written all over it. This ball is ripped.
Now, Lagares was playing toward right center against Turner, and that ball just beat him. 15th double of the year for Turner, and the Dodgers have their third hit of the night. Go ahead run at second and nobody out, and A.J. Ellis coming up.
Skid.
Ellis drew a walk his first time up, and trying to bunt his way on with right playing deep, and he fouls it off.
Not a bad idea. Hitting 180.
If he got that bunt down, he could have walked to first base. And David has come in maybe one step, but still playing back. Turner, by the way, with that double, now hitting .367 in the month of August.
Very much to the opposite field in the outfield. Granderson really hugging that right field line. And Lagares shaded over to right.
And Ellis hits the curveball to short. That'll advance the runner. Flores makes the play on Ellis, but Turner goes to third now with one out. So a productive out for A.J. Ellis, and a chance for Arroyo-Barrena, who scored the first Dodger run, to drive in a go-ahead run.
Tim Wallach was the third base coach here for a long time, and now he's Mattingly's bench coach. Lorenzo Bundy is the third base coach. Infield in.
Mets bring the infield in with Turner at third and one out. And Darno goes down to the dirt to stop that one. Ball one. Tim Wallach, longtime Montreal third baseman.
If he could hit.
Switch hitter.
Right-hand hitter.
Right-hand hitter.
He could pick it at third, too.
And he throws a changeup and misses, and now he's behind 2-0. You got the pitcher Herron on deck, who bunted into a double play his first time up. And he threw a 2-0 curveball and got it in. 2-1.
Thought that was low, and I might have to agree with him.
Yeah. You got a young umpire behind the plate, Adam Hamari, calling balls and strikes. And he took a little heat from the Dodger dugout for that call. Now it's 2-1 to Arroyo-Barrena. And that curveball misses, and now it's 3-1. So he's pitching very carefully to the number 8 hitter here.
I think they are pitching around to set up a double play. Do you bunt Herron, or do you want to let him swing away and hopefully he gets a sacrifice fly?
That'd be one of those situations where you just bunt him to move the runner to second in that case.
You got the left hand hitting D. Gordon.
And that's ball 4. And so Nice, with what clearly was a pitch around, his second walk of the night. And now he'll face Herron with runners at the corners, and Herron wants a conversation with Lorenzo Bundy. He wants to make sure that they're on the same page here. Aaron, as we noted earlier, is a very good hitter for a pitcher. Lifetime .207 hitter. Tried to bunt with 2 men on in the third and bunted into a double play started by Nice.
Wouldn't be surprised if Mattingly gives him a 1 strike to swing. They're playing back now on the defense for 2, of course. In at the corners.
First and third and 1 out. And Herron squares and bunts and misses. That's one of those plays where he had Wright charging at third base and Turner following him down the line.
Stabbing at it. Nope.
A lot of teams will use this as a safety squeeze. It's become a popular play lately. And now the suicide squeeze is on and he misses the bunch. And now Turner's in the rundown. Duda puts the tag on and all the way to third goes Aroe Barrena. But Herron missed the bunt on the suicide squeeze and the Mets get the second out.
I like the call. Geez, he just poor Fundies. It's almost like he half swung the bat instead of letting the ball hit the bat. Hold it there, and let's see the front down here. Okay.
2-5-3 the put out. Aroe Barrena going first to third.
3 throws. Should be 2. That would have kept the runner at second base.
Well, the problem initially was that Herron was in Darno's way as he tried to start the rundown on Turner. So now it's a 1-2 count, and he takes just off the plate, 2-2. Well, Herron, failure to sacrifice, really costing the Dodgers twice. Once bunting into a double play, and here missing the bunt on the suicide squeeze, and now it's 3-2.
Interesting call, Don Mattingly. Early, middle of the game of squeeze. He gets it down. It would have worked.
3-2. Murphy can't get it. Base hit. Herron gives the Dodgers the lead. He couldn't get the bunt down, but he gets the RBI hit, and the Dodgers lead 2-1.
Nice hitting. Full count. Worked the full count.
5th RBI of the season for Herron. And the Dodgers are in front for the first time tonight. Al Gordon, who drove in the first LA run with a 2-out hit in the third. So both the Dodger runs tonight coming on 2-out hits after the Dodgers failed on a sacrifice. First, Herron bunted into a double play in the third, and Gordon picked him up with the RBI hit. Then Herron unable to get the suicide squeeze down, and he bailed himself out with the RBI hit. And Nice, who seems to have a way of attracting innings like this, finds himself behind 2-1.
Well, it's not a big inning. It's usually the inning that he gets in trouble that he can't stop the bleeding. He's got 2 outs here. The damage is done.
And Gordon takes one up the middle for another hit. So D. Gordon is 2 for 3, and the Dodgers have 2 men on for Yasiel Puig.
Here comes Dan Worth, and good hitting by young D. Gordon off the lefty. Stays in.
Well, he'd been 0 for his last 13 before his RBI hit in the third, but he took one the other way to drive in a run, this time taking one up the middle. Gordon's had himself a very nice year, his first All-Star season. And he has left the table set with 2 out for Puig. So needless to say, a huge batter for Nice to get here to try and keep his team around. John had a 1-0 lead on Granderson's leadoff home run, but Herron has settled in well. And now the Dodgers have taken the lead and looking for more with their most dangerous hitter.
And the crowd comes to life.
Puig is 0 for 2, hit a comebacker and fly to center. And the curveball bounced to short. Flores boots it and then falls down, and everybody's safe. Well, that was a routine play, and Flores just botched it.
He gets in front, but doesn't make the play, and then he stumbles.
Number 23,
Well, let's see how John handles this.
So now the base is loaded with 2 out on the error by Flores. And Adrian Gonzalez will bat. Gonzalez has taken a call, 3rd strike, and lined out to short, 0 for 2. Game-breaking moment for Nice and Gonzalez.
Boy, you always want to, as a hitter, bases loaded, you sure love to go 1-0 with a pitcher in trouble.
We noted earlier Gonzalez's unusual difficulties against lefties this year. As Nice bounces that curveball. Gonzalez lifetime .273 against left-handers. This year just .192. Aaron at 3rd, Gordon at 2nd, Puig at 1st.
4 for 10 with the bases loaded this year. 4 career grand slams.
But the Dodgers have not had a single grand slam this year, and as a team they've hit just .172 with the bases loaded. 2-0 from Nice, and knee-high strike, 2-1. The Braves have taken the lead in the 12th inning in Cincinnati on a Justin Upton home run. Braves up 3-1 going to the bottom of the 12th. That's the game Mike Minor pitched 7 2/3 hitless innings before the Reds tied it up. Gonzalez rolls one down to Duda, and Nice able to get out of further trouble. But Dan Herron, after missing the squeeze bunt, drives in the go-ahead run, and the Dodgers lead at 2-1 after 5.
Fan photo.
Your AT&T
Fundies.
fan photo of the night, and an advocate for fundies.
That's it.
Man after your own heart.
That's right. You go. You run with that. The Dodger crowds here always come late because of the traffic. There's so much traffic, and usually the first 3 innings it gradually fills up.
John Nice leads off in the 6th inning. Mets now down 2-1. Nice took a call, 3rd strike his first time up. And he flies one down the left field side. Van Slyke across the line, but despite a good effort, couldn't get to it. That's that area of the field where, remember, Angel Pagan got hurt a number of years ago, flipping over that sidewalk.
Yep. Shoulder?
Yeah, hit his shoulder against either a seat or the concrete bottom.
I think it was the concrete bottom.
Yeah. Right in that area. Neese, then Granderson and Murphy for the Mets in the 6th. Well, Dan Herron, first 2 innings was behind 2-0 on everybody. Gave up a home run to Granderson leading off the game. Gave up a leadoff hit to d'Arnaud. But after that pop fly where d'Arnaud was doubled off in that 2nd inning, he seems to have settled down and been able to throw more strikes. Strike 3 call. Gets Neese for the 2nd time, and that's 6 strikeouts for Herron, who's not a big strikeout pitcher. Let's check in with the studio. C.J. Papa standing by for a game break, brought to you by your local Tri-Honda dealers. Here's Curtis Granderson, who has delivered the only Met offense tonight with a leadoff home run on the 3rd pitch of the game. His 28th career leadoff home run. And that is a tight strike. 1-1. Aaron working quickly. And comes inside with a cutter. 2-1. Dan Herron 2-6 with a 7.26 ERA since the 1st of July. And he's become so much more important for the Dodgers now, with all the difficulties they've had in their rotation. Hyunjin Ryu is on the disabled list right now with a strained glute. Josh Beckett down for the year. Paul Maholm down for the year. Zach Greinke battling a bulky elbow. Granderson pops one up. And Puig settles under it. 2 out. Greinke's going to go tomorrow night. They pushed him back a couple of days. It'll be interesting to see how they handle him and how he handles himself.
They got to handle him with caution. They got the tender elbow. I'm sure they wouldn't give him this start. They didn't feel that he was okay. But they're going to monitor him carefully.
Well, they've got to really cross their fingers with him. Here's Murphy. There are city probables. Jacob deGrom back from the disabled list tomorrow night. So you got Greinke and his elbow, deGrom and his shoulder. Both situations to watch in tomorrow night's game. Murphy pops one straight up, and Ellis sheds the mask, and the side retired. Easy inning for Dan Herron. He sets the Mets down 1-2-3 to the bottom of the 6th, 2-1 LA.
as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's Matt Kemp leading off. I'll tell you what, one of the things about this Dodger staff, Davey Lopes down at first base is as good as a coach as there is in Major League Baseball. At least I think so. And what makes him so good, you get here early, you see him always out there with guys like today with D. Gordon. Now, how can D. Gordon, who's got 57 steals in the league, get better? Well, number one, he wants to get better. Number two, I guess when you're a guy like Lopes that has stolen 557 bases, people listen. And D said, you know, I know I'm not good enough yet because Davey keeps yelling at me. When he's done yelling at me, that's where I know I'm where I want to be. But he helps so much. So today they're out there working early on sliding too early. And I asked Davey what exactly he's talking about. He said, well, look, I think I've tried to get him, as Nice will put Kemp away. Kemp enraged, one away. He said, I've tried to get him to go into a pop-up slide rather than a head-first slide. I wouldn't do it with everybody, but I feel like he can do it, and he has done it well. Now, last night he got caught stealing on a head-first slide. It's a work in progress, but think of it this way, and this is what I tell him. It's one full stride at full speed if you can do it, and plus you're going into second base hard. A lot of second basemen don't want any part of that, so it's little things that Lopes does to get his players better. I've seen it every year we come here.
Scott Van Slyke drives one to the gap in right center. Cut off by Lagares. Van Slyke trying for two. Safe. Van Slyke challenged Lagares and got away with it.
Nice hitting and showing the speed of his father, Andy Van Slyke. He never hesitated. He smelled double right out of the gate and just beat it.
I think Flores got spiked at the end of that play as well. So Van Slyke with a one-out double. Watch Flores at the end of this play.
Yeah, he got stepped on
the right hand.
It's like, where'd you learn how to slide? Go out early and learn to slide from Davey Lopes. Shoot, you're spiking me. Davey was quite a player and no nonsense guy. One of those guys that did not talk to opponents.
Turner lines one and just past Murphy. A base hit. Van Slyke had to hold up. He'll go to third and stop there. So Justin Turner is 2 for 3. And the Dodgers have runners at the corners and one out.
Stays hot, and I got to believe the Mets are going to get active out there in that bullpen. The Dodgers have got someone up. The Mets are shuffling around there. There's a little sense of urgency here. So the lead foot hits the bag and comes over the top. He got him. Oh, he might have been out.
He might have been out. But the Mets don't have a challenge left because they lost their challenge when they thought Wright was safe at second base and did not get it overturned. And Flores holding that right hand, which got spiked. So now it's A.J. Ellis. Mets will play for the double play. First and third, one out, and Ellis takes a curveball down for ball one. Ellis has walked and grounded out. His ground out advanced Turner to third with one out in the fifth, but then Turner was a dead duck when Herron missed on the suicide squeeze. No matter, Herron picked himself up and got a base hit to give the Dodgers the lead.
Double play ball. Murphy with the backhand and Flores with the easy part. 4-6-3 double play to get Nice through the sixth. Nice got the ground ball he needed, and the Mets turn the 4-6-3.
2-1 Dodgers after 6. Team up 2-1. He'll face 3, 4, and 5 in the Mets batting order. Wright, Duda, and d'Arnaud. Mets' only run came on a leadoff home run tonight by Curtis Granderson. They've been held in check ever since. Brandon League, the former Dodger closer, is up in the bullpen.
Sinker slider.
Aaron at just 82 pitches. He threw only 74 in his last outing. Lasted just 3 innings against Milwaukee. A far better effort tonight. David Wright is 0 for 2, and he hits one in the air to right field. Easy for Kemp. 1 pitch and 1 retired in the top of the 7th. So David now just 1 for his last 23. New York Mets baseball on SNY is powered by Verizon. Create, share, and save every Mets moment all season long with the latest devices and accessories from Verizon, America's largest and most reliable network. Now Duda, who's 0 for 2 tonight, grounded into a double play his last time up. Full shift on against Lucas. And he takes a cutter for a strike. Braves won that game in Cincinnati. Greg Kimbrell got his 38th save. Atlanta beat Cincinnati 3-1 in 12. Good curveball by Herron, 0-2. So the Nats lead is now 6 games over Atlanta in the National League East.
Well, the Nats weren't going to win the rest of the way. They weren't going to go the rest of the season without a loss.
No, but that streak, I think, is what we have been waiting for. You know,
yes,
from that Washington team that had kind of been up and down and up and down. Finally, they went from 10 games over 500 to 20 games over 500 in a snap.
And they're doing it without Ryan Zimmerman.
1-2 to Duda. Popped it up. Arroway Barrena, the lone left side of the infield man. And right there to grab it, 2 out. So Herron has really settled into quite a groove now. He's retired 9 of the last 10 batters. Didn't start all that well for Herron tonight, but the results have been very positive. Here's d'Arnaud, who has one of the Mets' 3 hits tonight, a single to center back in the 2nd. Miami is leading in Colorado 7-4. That game is in the 9th.
Boy, Colorado's just stinking it up this year. Last place. Remember how bad Arizona started out, and they've surpassed Arizona.
You know, their pitching is dreadful, and without Cargo and Tulo, there's no there. Grounded toward shortstop and picked up nicely by Arroway Barrena. And Herron's got himself another 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 7 in a row. 7th inning stretch time in L.A. 2-1 Dodgers.
Big baseball fan, Henry.
Henry Winkler, of course, better known as the Fonz. Arraway-Barrena leads off in the home 7th. He has scored both Dodger runs. He singled and scored in the 3rd. He walked and scored in the 5th. Filling in for the injured Hanley Ramirez, who might be back as early as Sunday. Dan Herron talking to his pitching coach Rick Honeycutt. And Neese with the changeup gets ahead on Arraway-Barrena 0-2. Yeah, Neese has allowed 2 runs on 7 hits. Both the Dodger runs coming after failed bunts. It's kind of an odd way to structure your offense. But 2 times Herron has failed to sacrifice, and each time the Dodgers have scored. Right. Darwin Barney, the former Cub, is out on deck to bat for Herron, so his night is done after 7 strong innings.
Unless there's a base hit, why would you want to waste a... Well, that's moot.
Moot point. Moot court. 3rd strikeout for Neese as he takes care of Arraway-Barrena. So Herron done after 7, allowed just a run on 3 hits, and Darwin Barney is the pinch hitter. Barney recently acquired from the Cubs, former Gold Glove second baseman who just has never hit enough.
No.
And the Cubs, with Javier Baez about to arrive, decided to finally give up on Barney. Drive Around the Majors brought to you by Cadillac. Justin Upton, 2-run homer in the 12th. Braves beat the Reds 3-1. They're now 6 behind. Oakland tied up the Angels 2-2 after 5. That's Sonny Gray against Hector Santiago, and the Nats' 10-game winning streak ends. Barney hits one deep down the left field line, right toward the pole, and it's a foul ball. Just foul. So Barney making a bid for a pinch hit home run.
Close but no cigar. Know what that is? It's a long strike.
That's rather harsh. Darwin Barney has 18 career home runs in 5+ big league seasons. Just 3 for 11 as a Dodger, and he goes after the curveball. It's 0-2. Also, Brandon League looks like he'll be on the pitch in the 8th inning. Kenley Jansen, of course, is the Dodger closer. D. Gordon waits to hit next. The Mets 1 run and 3 hits. The Dodgers 2 runs and 7 hits. 1-2 coming to Barney, and the changeup misses outside. 2-2.
So Herron did not walk anybody and get himself in any trouble via the walks.
And he has the go-ahead hit in this game.
Game winner.
Well, not yet.
If it holds, of course.
I mean, you're not a soothsayer or anything.
No, I would never. I don't go to the tea leaves.
Tarot cards?
What did they used to do in the old days? They used to dissect animals.
I'm sorry, what?
Forget it.
Here's the 2-2, and it's in there for a call, strike 3. So Neese has back-to-back strikeouts to start the 7th. Well, Keith's going to tell the future one way or another. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by State Farm. Today's State Farm agent of the day is Ellen Nita of Princeton. Contact Ellen's office at ellennita.com. By Hyundai, Hyundai leaves the rest wanting. Find out why by visiting buyhyundai.com today. And by Citi, Citi cards can get you in on the action and closer to the game with access to special benefits at Citi Field this season. Visit Mets.com/Citi to learn more. D. Gordon trying to drag bunt. That goes foul. Gordon already has a couple of hits in this game, including an RBI single in the 3rd that gave the Dodgers their first run. Gordon, one of 2 second-generation major leaguers in the Dodger lineup tonight. He had no chance on that pitch.
He chased a high fastball up and in.
Of course, D. Gordon's dad was Tom Flash Gordon, who had a very solid career both as a starter and a reliever in the big leagues.
Big electric curveball Mr. Gordon had. very happy he was in the American League.
Most of his career.
Yeah, Kansas City, correct?
Which we saw him with the Phillies toward the end of his career. And there's Scott Van Slyke, also second generation big leaguer. His dad was unparalleled in his day in center field.
Yes, he was. Dad was quite an athlete. Left-hand hitter, left-hand thrower, unlike.
And Gordon's got himself another hit, and he might get 3 bases out of this one. Granderson gets to it, and it'll be easy for Gordon to get to third with his 11th triple of the year. He's had an electrifying season.
Cannot tell you the value of speed. Something that's lacking in the game today. Nice hitting in the corner, and you can just bet the house. This is big trips. He can fly. It's missed in the game. It's fun. It's exciting when you got guys that can fly and steal bases.
Well, the Mets had that for a long time with Jose Reyes. Before that with Mookie Wilson. Big element. Yasiel Puig go for 3 tonight. At a ground ball to short his last time up with 2 men on that Flores booted for a 2-out error, but Nice was able to get himself out of the jam. Now trying to strand Gordon at third. And Puig takes the curveball down for ball 1. John at 95 pitches. Due up 4th in the 8th inning. So this is probably his final go around. And the curveball fouled at the plate. He's thrown a steady diet of curves to Puig tonight. Just trying to take advantage of his aggressiveness.
Love his swing. He's a natural hitter. He goes naturally to the opposite field. He drives the ball. The sky's the limit.
Of course, Puig, a huge part of this new wave of Cuban defectors. The latest one signed today, Rusney Castillo with the Red Sox, signed a 7-year, $72 million deal.
Hey, all they can do is help this game, bring these players over from Cuba.
Jose Abreu hit another home run tonight. His first at bat at Yankee Stadium. He hit a 3-run homer. So you've got some great Cuban talent that is really infusing in this game. Carlos Torres, Rafael Montero both up in the bullpen. Puig lays off, and he's on with a walk. So now the Dodgers have runners at the corners. You got Adrian Gonzalez coming up, and I would imagine this is going to be Nice's last batter. They'll stay in to face the left-hand hitting Gonzalez, but if he gets on, we'll probably see Torres in from the bullpen.
All right, this is another opportunity with Gonzalez up where he can drive in a run. Bases loaded last time, ended the inning. Got a 2-0 count on John. Took a 2-0 fastball down the pipe, and then John threw him a hard sinker down and in. He grounded out to end the inning to first base to Lucas Duda. Let's see how he attacks here and what the approach of Gonzalez is.
Gordon at third, Puig at first, and 2 out. And Gonzalez goes after that first pitch fastball and misses. 0-1.
High cheddar, something extra on it upstairs.
He's at 100 pitches for the night. And Gonzalez shoots the fastball foul. And now it's 0-2.
Right after him with 2 gas attacks. Both up. David Wright way off the line at third, taking away that hole. I agree. You know, a lot of times when hitters get 2 strikes on, you kind of maybe want to shift to the opposite field a little bit, particularly the good hitters like Gonzalez.
Well, they've got him playing to the other way in the outfield because he is such a good left field hitter.
Yeah, I would like to see Flores just move maybe 3 steps to his right towards the third base line and let David do 3 steps closer to the third base line.
0-2 to Gonzalez. Flores with another chance.
No.
And he bounces the throw. A run is in. Here comes Puig to third. He'll be stopped there. A rough night in the field for Wilmer Flores. His second error of the night gives the Dodgers a 3-1 lead.
Well, this is just a routine play here, and just throws it away. Wow. How unfortunate.
Well, he made a routine error on the ball hit by Puig in the fifth, and now a throwing error on another routine play, and it cost the Mets a run. In between, he got spiked on a play at second base. Just a really rough night in the field for Wilmer Flores, and that's going to be all for John Neese. He got what he needed. He got the ground ball from Gonzalez, but didn't get the help he needed behind him. Call to the bullpen is brought to you by Verizon. Carlos Torres coming in. 3-1 LA in the seventh. We'll be right back. Role.
Emergency start on Monday. Did not pitch, of course, with the 5 strong innings that he threw, shutout innings against the Cubs on Monday, but should be fully rested and ready to go now.
Mets down 3-1. Dodgers with a chance to blow this game open with Matt Kemp at the plate, second and third and 2 out. Kemp is 0 for 3 tonight. Well, John Neese certainly deserved better. Got himself out of a big jam after Flores' first error in the fifth, but Flores' second error producing a run and leaving a mess.
Kemp hits it out to left center. Dendecker over in the gap, won't get there, and 2 runs will score. Puig and Gonzalez are in on a 2-run double for Matt Kemp, and it's 5-1 Los Angeles. Rude greeting for Torres on his second pitch. Kemp drives in a pair.
Hanging breaking ball right here. Didn't do anything. Kemp comes in quick with those hands into the gap. And all these runs are unearned.
Nonetheless, they're all painful. And now it's a 4-run Dodger lead. Scott Van Slyke, the batter. So Nice's final line: 6 2/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. It'll help his ERA. It will not improve his mood
or his record if it holds up.
Oh, 2 to Van Slyke, who had a double to right center his last time up. The Dodgers with 4 extra base hits in the last 3 innings. Here in the 7th, everything has happened after 2 out and nobody on. Gordon tripled, Puig walked, the Flores throwing error, and then Kemp's 2-run double. And Van Slyke down on strikes to end the inning. But a damaging one for the Mets as the Dodgers put up 3 unearned runs, make it 5-1 LA after 7. Giants preseason game, plus up to the minute news, interviews, and player profiles on the jetsblog.com and bigblueblitz.com, all part of the SNY.TV blog network. Time for the post-midnight edition of the Verizon Trivia Question. The Dodger player who holds the single season record for home runs. So that's Brooklyn. All of Dodger history, right? Brooklyn and LA. Brandon League will pitch in the 8th inning for the Dodgers.
Well, he's a sinker slider guy. It was a couple years ago he was a closer, but no longer a setup guy.
Matt Dendecker leads off in the 8th inning. Mets down 5-1. Dendecker hit a pop fly into a double play, and he's taken a call third strike. Now 0 for his last 8. So after a fast start after coming up from the minors, Dendecker has cooled down. Into shallow left, and Van Slyke comes on to call. 1 out. The lone lefty in the Dodger bullpen, J.P. Howell, is up. Let's check in with Kevin.
Well, guys, Jacob deGrom today talked to a few reporters and said he is fit and ready to go. He really only went 5 days without throwing. He threw a live BP session Tuesday in Oakland, said that was great, and that's when he really knew he was okay. Today, 10 to 15 throws in the outfield, said he's ready, feels good, and excited to get back out there tomorrow.
Kevin, your read on this, because you've been with it every step of the way. The deGrom injury, the rotator cuff tendonitis that we're talking about, If the Mets were in a pennant race, would he ever have skipped a start, or would he just be pitching straight through?
He would not have. No, I don't think. I mean, he didn't want to skip it as it is, but I think it gives you the idea. The fact that he only went 5 days without throwing, you know, he just needed it to calm down a little bit. So I think, and honestly, Gary, that's what I like about him. You know, he's got that moxie to him. So he seemed totally fine today.
The upside to him having the last 2 weeks off, though, is that it fits with the plan to try to get him through the end of the season and not have him hit his innings limit before the end of September.
Well, you don't. That's all fine and dandy, but you certainly don't want him to have a bad arm. You know, any discomfort in the anywhere, shoulder, elbow. So it's concerning.
I would say more that it's an abundance of caution that they used in DeGrom's case, as Lagares finds a hole and has his second hit of the night. I'm just saying it's almost as though the Mets considered it a blessing that they had a reason to shut him down for a couple of weeks.
Sure, they were going to shut him down one way or the other.
Right, exactly.
And you know, I hate to break the news, but you know, the ball club's going nowhere, so you don't risk injury.
One out and one on for Flores, who's had himself a rough night. 0 for 2 at the plate. Couple of errors in the field. Got spiked on the hand as well. So he would love to contribute with the bat here. And he takes a strike from Lee. Kirk Neuenhuis is out on deck to pinch hit. Kirk's been battling a sore neck the last few days, so good to see him ready to go. Terry Collins thought he would have Neuenhuis available tonight, but wasn't 100% sure. That neck was still bothering him a little bit this morning. Flores shoots one foul, and it's 0-2. Dan Herron went 7, allowed 1 run, 3 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts, gave up a home run to Curtis Granderson on his 3rd pitch of the night, and almost nothing after that. So the Mets, after putting up an 8 spot in Oakland on Wednesday, right back to their August doldrums. It has been very difficult for the Mets to score this month. Flores hits one to left center. Over comes Puig, and he makes the grab. 2 out. So 2 away. Neuenhuis will come up to pinch hit. First, let's check in with C.J. Papa in the studio for a game break brought to you by the New York State Smokers Quit Line. So that means the Dodgers must win to stay 3.5 in front of San Francisco. Neuenhuis announced as the pinch hitter. Don Mattingly on his way out to the mound. He's got his lone lefty J.P. Howell up in the bullpen, and he'll make the move here and bring in the lefty to face Neuenhuis.
Well, 4-run lead. I don't know about that, but.
So the Dodgers make a pitching change in the top of the 8th. Howell coming in. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Wise. J.P. Howell in to pitch, and so Terry Collins counters with Eric Campbell to pinch hit after Neuenhuis was announced.
I would kind of question this move by Mattingly. I would rather face Neuenhuis than Campbell. Campbell has had much more playing time. Hit the home run in Oakland. He's had 2 home runs of late. There's Howell's numbers, and they are terrific. What a year. But I'd rather have Neuenhuis, who hasn't hardly been playing up at the plate, than Campbell.
Campbell went 4 for 7 in the series in Oakland, including that home run Wednesday afternoon. And Howell falls behind him 2-0. Curtis Granderson waiting on deck. And I think that ends up being the biggest piece for Mattingly to get the lefty in the game, because he knows even if Campbell gets on, you got more left-hand hitters coming up.
Well,
Rafael Montero is up in the Mets bullpen. Not sure where Montero fits now with Colon coming back.
Middle relief. This is I've seen Howell do this. He can walk him with the best of them. Get himself in trouble, and he's Houdini.
By the way, speaking of Colon, if you missed it earlier, he was activated today. The Mets sent Gonzalez Herman back to AAA. So Colon is off the bereavement list. He threw his bullpen session today, and he'll start here on Sunday afternoon in the final game of the series, after the death of his grandmother earlier this week. The death of his mom earlier this week, I should say. 3-0 to Campbell. And that's ball 4, and the Mets have 2 men on.
Not even close.
So Howell comes in and walks his first batter on 4 pitches, and that'll bring Granderson to the plate.
4-run lead.
First walk given up by Dodger pitching tonight. Well, Granderson hit the 3rd pitch of the game from Dan Herron deep into the bullpen in right field for his 16th home run, his first in nearly a month, and the Mets have not scored since. Now he's got 2 out and 2 on here in the 8th. First time the Mets have had a runner in scoring position all night long. And that's 5 in a row out of the strike zone from Howell. Well, the Dodgers going to get their closer Kenley Jansen up here in the 8th inning. So if Howell can't get the job done in short order, you might see Jansen try and get a 4-out save. And there's a strike.
Granderson 4 for 10 off of Howell.
Howell spent most of his career in the American League with the Rays. Lagares at second, Campbell at first, and 2 out. And that gets away from Ellis, and that'll move the runners up.
Was that a cross-up? And that got Ellis in a spot.
Yeah.
It got him on the, I think, on the thigh. That, I think, was it a cross-up? Yeah, it got him on the thigh.
Looks like he was expecting a curveball and got a changeup.
But you think he would talk to him if it was a, what's Terry coming out for?
Well, that ball was touched by a fan behind the plate, and Terry might be arguing that Lagares should be awarded home plate. That's the only thing I can think of. So the ball gets away from Ellis. And watch the fan reach over.
Yeah, you can't do that, Slugger. And it's a home fan, so it would penalize the home team.
Not yet heard whether they're scoring that a wild pitch or a pass ball, but in any event, a base hit now could play the pair. 2-1 the count to Granderson.
Pass ball.
Here's a strike. 2-2. 89. That's about as hard as I've seen Howell throw in a long time.
Telling you, when left-handers are in trouble and behind the count, they're going to throw you that fastball away. Lefty.
2-2 to Granderson with Murphy on deck. And Curtis lays off the curveball in the dirt. Good stop that time by Ellis. And now it's 3-2.
This is all I ever see whenever Hal pitches. Just all over the place.
Well, if Granderson can get on, Murphy would come to bat at the tying run. So a big pitch here for Howell to make. Lagares at third, Campbell at second, and 2 out. Three-two.
Strike three call. Granderson thought for sure it was low, but Adam Hamari, the young umpire, called it strike three, and the Mets are done in the top of the 8th.
Not a strike.
You never see Granderson react like that.
Not a strike. That ball's knee-high to a grasshopper.
Well, we've seen Hamari call some low strikes tonight, and Granderson victimized there. That gets the Dodgers through the top of the 8th with a 5-1 lead.
Well, he hasn't had a relief appearance since the Gulf Coast League Rookie League back in 2011. He's coming off right on schedule of that beautiful performance against the Cubs. That no decision, went 7 in the third, gave up 1 run, a real strong performance.
It was on Sunday, so he's right on his day to pitch. Justin Turner 2 for 3 tonight, a single and a double. Dodgers leading 5-1 as they come to bat in the bottom of the 8th. And Turner hits one down the right field side, slicing foul. Well, Montero in the minor leagues made 76 starts and 5 relief appearances, and as Keith said, all 5 of those came back in 2011, his first year in pro ball. 6 starts in the major leagues, and his last one Sunday, by far his best, pitching into the 8th inning against the Cubs. He was subbing for Jacob deGrom in the rotation, but deGrom steps back into the rotation tomorrow. Bartolo Colon back from the bereavement list to pitch Sunday, so that leaves no spot in the rotation for Montero. So at least for the moment, he is a relief pitcher. A.J. Ellis on deck, and then Arisbel Aroe Barrena for the Dodgers in the 8th. I would not think, given his repertoire, Keith, that Montero profiles as a relief pitcher.
What I've seen of him, he's a starter, but I'm sure he's happy to be here in a big league uniform in Dodger Stadium, pitching an 8th inning of a ball game.
I mean, the Mets have had success moving both Familia and Mejia from starting jobs into relief roles. But, you know, their stuff's a little more dynamic. It's a little, I mean, Montero's more of a control pitcher.
Right.
Two to Turner. Ties him up, but he stayed back. 3-2. But, you know, part of what this last 5 weeks of the season is about is experimenting, looking at young players in different roles.
I think we're finding out an awful lot even about regular players now. Flores at shortstop. We're starting to find out about Wilmer.
3-2 to Turner, and he walked him.
Oh.
So Montero, who has battled control issues for most of his big league stints, certainly more so than in the minors, walks the first man he faces here in relief. A Horizon trivia question. Single season record for home runs for the Dodgers?
I gotta be the Brooklyn Dodger. No, that's right. I forgot about Sean Green.
Sean, who was only a shadow of that player when he arrived at the Mets in 2006.
It's a lot of home runs, 49.
A.J. Ellis is 0 for 2 and a walk. And he lifts one foul. Ellis grounded into a double play with a first and third situation to end the 6th inning. John Neese went 6 2/3 tonight. He had some odd things happen to him. Wound up giving up 5 runs, only 2 of them earned on 8 hits. And he's pitcher of record on the short side. Carlos Torres gave up a crushing hit when he came on in the 7th. A 2-run double to Adrian to Matt Kemp that broke this game open. And now Montero pitching in the bottom of the 8th. Jamie Wright is up in the Dodger bullpen. Kenley Jansen was not throwing now that this is a non-save situation. Good to see Dana Eveland up in the Mets bullpen. There goes the runner. Darno's throw on a hop, skips by Murphy, and staying put at second is Justin Turner, who has his 5th stolen base of the year. And Darno's throwing difficulties continue.
Almost could maybe interfere here, but he gets down. Nope, he's all right. You got to clear out of there, though, a little quicker than that. Base was clearly stolen.
So a runner in scoring position with nobody out. 2-2 to Ellis.
Really a smart play by Turner, who really, you know, we've seen enough of him over the years in the Met uniform. He knows how to play the game. That was a perfect situation right there to steal. He picked his spot.
We know he knows how to play. We also know he probably wouldn't mind rubbing the Mets' nose in a little bit this weekend.
Of course. Well, he has done that. He's 2 for 3.
Mets made the choice to non-tender Turner, and he has responded with a big season here in L.A. Second straight hitter. Montero's gone to 3-2. And that's taken the other way. A base hit for Ellis. That'll bring Turner in. Ellis heads for second. He's in safely with an RBI double, and the Dodgers stretch the lead to 6-1.
Pitch away, too much away from Montero. And clearly Ellis was going that way. Nice hitting.
So the Dodgers tack on. Turner's stolen base turns into a run. Dan Warthen out to the mound to talk to Montero. It's got to be very odd for Rafael coming into this situation, pitching in relief for the first time in the big leagues and the first time in a long time at any level. So he's given up a walk and a run scoring double to the first two batters he's faced. Here's the Mets' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Honda. We start an hour earlier tomorrow night. That'll be on Pix 11 at 9 o'clock, and then back on SNY Sunday afternoon for the final game of the series. Then the Mets go home to play the Braves and the Phillies starting on Tuesday night. Here's Aroe Barreno, 1 for 2 and a walk. Ellis at second and nobody out. And it's outside. And boy, you're right, Keith. Everything has been away to these first three hitters. '23-year-old Rafael Montero. This is away again, 2-0.
All of a sudden, Adam Hamari, home plate umpire, squeezing. He's had a big low strike zone today and a big outside corner. And all of a sudden, he's Archie Bell on the drills here on poor Montero.
Andre Ethier is out on deck to pinch hit for the Dodgers. And now it's 3-0 to Aroe Barreno. You saw Evelyn warming up in the bullpen. Dana had a cortisone shot in his elbow on Monday night and was unavailable for the Oakland series. So nice to see him up and getting loose. Montero behind 3-0 and finally gets a strike. Full count. So here's the final score for you.
I know where you're going.
Minnesota 20, Detroit 6.
Football.
Austin Romine, catcher, wound up pitching the bottom of the 8th inning for the Tigers. It was 6-5 going to the bottom of the 7th. The Twins got 9 in the 7th, 9 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th. And Aroe Barreno is called out on strikes for the first out of the inning.
Fastball. Caught looking for something.
Well, now Terry Collins on his way out to the mound. Andre Ethier announced as the pinch hitter. And Terry's going to bring in the left-hander Evelyn to face Ethier, the forgotten man of the Dodger outfield. So Montero's first big league relief outing ends after 3 batters. He'll exit. Evelyn will enter. 6-1 of the 8th. We'll be right back. Final game of this series, Bartolo Colon will be on the mound for the Mets. Our coverage begins Sunday at 3:30. Dana Eveland will come in to face the pinch hitter Andre Ethier.
Well, as Gary said, had the cortisone shot, tender elbow, hasn't pitched since the 18th against the Cubs. He has done a very credible job since being called up. Big sweeping breaking ball.
Ethier bats with a runner at second and 1 out. The Dodgers began the year with a crowd in their outfield, and lately Ethier has been the odd man out. Crawford's been playing well. Puig and Kemp are fixtures. Van Slyke plays against lefties, and Ethier's been kind of left in the dust. It has hardly been his best season. In fact, Ethier was quoted before the game today by one of the Dodger writers as wanting to know what his role is on this team. Well, right now his role is to be a pinch hitter in a 6-1 game in the 8th.
Precisely what he's doing right now. What do you mean, your role? You're benched.
Baseball, as we've said many times, is a meritocracy. You play well, you get to play more. Other guys play better, they play more.
Yep.
And this year, Puig has become a superstar. Kemp has held his own, and Crawford's been red hot.
Yep.
So Ethier's found his way to the bench.
Puig's the new sheriff.
3-0 from Eveland, and he gets a strike on the inside. The well-traveled Dana Eveland had a stop here in Los Angeles. He made 5 starts for the Dodgers in 2011. One of the 8 major league teams that he has pitched for. Ethier hits one right through David Wright. Ellis will stop at third. David playing off the line, appeared to be positioned well, but that ball just ate him up.
It's going to be an error on David because it went right between his legs. Oh, tough hop.
Third error of the night for the Mets infield. Flores at the first 2.
That ball came up. I stand corrected. That ate him up big time.
So first and third and 1 out for D. Gordon, who's 3 for 4 tonight. 2 singles, a triple, an RBI, and a run scored. The Mets got the jump in this game on the game's 3rd pitch. Curtis Granderson hit a home run. Nothing's gone their way since. And this game is coming apart at the edges here in the bottom of the 8th. Miami slaughtered Colorado tonight 13-5 at Coors Field. Marcell Ozuna put it away with a grand slam. That game in Oakland is now in the bottom of the 8th. The A's lead the Angels 4-2.
Wow. Good one.
Sonny Gray started that game for Oakland. Here's a good breaking ball from Eveland, 0-2. Yasiel Puig on deck. A run home for the Dodgers here in the 8th, and they're looking for more. 0-2 coming to Gordon, and he popped it up. Darno coming back, runs out from under his helmet, and it goes just beyond his reach off the screen. Nice effort by Travis. Buddy Carlisle, next man up in the Mets bullpen. And Gordon just got a piece of that high breaking ball to hang in there. Jamie Wright has been throwing in the Dodger bullpen. Pedro Baez has joined him now. So as the lead gets bigger, Mattingly goes further down the food chain in his bullpen.
Yes, he does.
Gordon hits one out to center. On comes Lagares, and that's the second out, and everybody will hold. So Gordon broke his bat, and Evelyn gets him to fly out. And now there are 2 out, and Puig's coming up.
Number 66,
Puig is 0 for 3 in a walk tonight. Dodgers put the game away with 3 runs in the 7th inning. After 2 out and nobody on, Gordon tripled, then Nice walked Puig. Got a routine grinder from Adrian Gonzalez that should have ended the inning. It was booted by Flores at short. Kemp cashed in a couple of runs with a double, and the Dodgers were up 5-1 and home free. Now it's 6-1, and they're looking to tack on. And the backdoor slider in for a strike to Puig. Stephen Vogt just homered for the A's. They're now up 5-2 on the Angels in the 8th. Bounce foul. So if Oakland wins that game, they'll be just 1 game behind the Angels for the lead in the AL West.
You always, at this time of year, Gary, you know, you're stretch running right now. You play a series, you want to get the first game of the series. Put the pressure on the other team. The mostly 3-game series, you want to get that first one. Put them behind the 8 ball first.
And those teams have 7 games in a 2-week span starting tonight. Will pop up, and Duda should have plenty of room.
It's off his glove, and the inning continues. What a mess
For the Mets tonight in Los Angeles.
routine play to end the inning, and a muff.
Well, this is why I always say, and I'll direct this probably to all you kids that are sleeping, but maybe you'll hear it through the moon waves in the morning when you wake up. Always use 2 hands. Everybody's guilty of it today.
4th error of the night for the Mets infield. The only one immune so far has been Murphy. Another chance for Wright. He handles this one cleanly and throws out Puig to end the inning. Ugliness for the Mets tonight in Southern California. 6-1 going to the 9th. addition. Meanwhile, Jamie Wright will try to finish this game off for the Dodgers.
Well, the veteran Wright has been around quite some time. A starter, now pretty much in the bullpen. Kind of the double header guy for the Dodgers.
Daniel Murphy will lead off for the Mets in the ninth against the 39-year-old Jamie Wright, who started out his career with the Rockies, Royals, Giants, Rangers, Mariners, Dodgers, Rays, back to the Dodgers this year. It's been quite a winding road for Jamie Wright. And he gets a strike into Murphy. He's always had the really good changeup. David Wright, no relation, on deck. Toward the hole, and Murphy's got himself his first hit of the night. And the Mets have their fifth. So a leadoff base runner in the ninth inning. David Wright 0 for 3 tonight.
David down to 266 on the year.
He's 4 for 11 against his name-alike. Battling to see who is the real Mr. Wright.
Adam Hamari now is getting very, very, very erratic behind the plate. He is not having a good night.
No, the Mets were incensed when he punched out Granderson to end the eighth inning.
I really don't care about that pitch. It just overall, he's had a very erratic night. Not good umpire. A good night for the calling strikes.
Lucas Duda on deck. Of course, the Mets haven't distinguished themselves either with their inability to catch the ball tonight. 4 errors on the infield, matching their season high. Two and one to David Wright with Duda on deck. And that's low and away, 3-1. Now, you mentioned earlier, Keith, about the tradition of Dodger fans arriving late. The other side of that is that often in the past they've left early.
Right.
But they have fireworks after the game tonight.
So know what that means?
Nobody's left yet.
That means we're leaving early.
I don't know how early we can leave.
Oh. That one skips right through Gordon.
And the Mets have 2 men on. Murphy will go first to third.
Gordon just misplayed that. He olayed it. That's double play right there. He didn't stay in front of him to get a hit. David's very unfortunate. Look at him sidestep it. Stay in front.
I don't know what he was thinking there.
That is poorly played.
Well, they're going to give David Wright credit for a base hit, but that's a play that just has to be made.
That's 4-6-3 double play.
I mean, he avoided an error by basically getting out of the way of the ball.
Yes, he olayed it.
So the Mets trying to build an unlikely rally in the ninth inning. Have first and third and nobody out. Lucas Duda coming up. Kenley Jansen is going to work in the Dodger bullpen. Jamie Wright called upon to get them through a lopsided game in the ninth, but all of a sudden it's threatening not to be so lopsided. And A.J. Ellis is killing time at the mound for Kenley Jansen to get himself ready. Get to Citi Field Sunday, August 31st for Family Sunday when the Mets take on the Phillies at 1:10. The first 15,000 fans will receive a Mets lunch cooler bag courtesy of Geico. For tickets, visit Mets.com/Family Sundays. Well, it looks like more delaying will be done. They sent Ellis out to the mound to delay. Now Rick Honeycutt, the pitching coach, will go out, and the home plate umpire Adam Hamari will greet Honeycutt almost immediately upon his arrival at the mound.
You can't shake him up here. He just got to the mound. Let me talk to my pitcher. You're having a tough enough time calling balls and strikes, son.
Well, I think Hamari was just a little annoyed that They did the double delay. So he chases Honeycutt away. That gives Jansen a few more tosses in the bullpen to get ready. If the Mets get one more base runner, it would create a save situation. And then I'm sure we'd see Jansen in the game. Duda tonight is 0 for 3. Flied out, grounded into a double play, and popped up. A little better fielding. There'd be 2 out and nobody on. But the Mets have first and third and a chance as Duda takes a strike at the knees. Travis d'Arnaud waiting on deck. Gonzalez playing behind right at first. And Duda lifts one to left. Should be easy for Van Slyke. Murphy can tag at third. And he'll come on in as the throw goes to second. It's a sacrifice fly for Duda. It's now 6-2, but that's the first out of the inning. So Duda picks up his 70th run batted end of the year. Now 1 out and 1 on for d'Arnaud, who's 1 for 3 on the night. Singled his first at bat back in the second. And Travis has to turn away. That was close.
All's fair in love and war in baseball.
At the knees, 1-1. Matt Dendecker waiting on deck. Jamie Wright trying to close things out for the Dodgers. 2-1 now to d'Arnaud. Jansen appears to be ready if needed. Brandon Lee got 2 outs in the 8th inning. J.P. Howell got 1. And Wright's gotten 1 out here in the 9th after Dan Herron went the first 7 innings, allowed just a run on 3 hits. He's in line for his 11th win of the year. That might be 2. The turn by Gordon, and the ball game is over.
6-4-3 double play ends it. Herron gets his 11th win. The Mets help out the Dodgers by committing 4 infield errors, and LA takes the opener of the series 6-2.
Well, not a good night at all from the Mets offensively, defensively. Nice threw a very good ball game today, 6 2/3. Only gave up 5 runs, but only 2 were earned. It's just all Dodgers, and the Mets did not play very well and really kind of deserved to lose this one.
Only one highlight for the Mets tonight. That was on the 3rd pitch of the game when Curtis Granderson hit a leadoff home run. But after that, it was all L.A. as the Mets played a rather ugly affair tonight and fall to the Dodgers 6-2 to fall to 1-2 on the road trip. Mets now 9 games under 500 as Nice takes the loss despite a pretty good effort. He gave up just 2 earned runs over 6 2/3. That was enough to beat him tonight. Dodgers win at 6-2. We'll come back with more from LA in just a moment.